Right now, you are taking a live look over Moscow there in Russia as tensions between the U.S. and Russia appear to be escalating dramatically. A Russian official talking about the possibility of World War III. Fox's Doug Luzader joining us now live. Doug, good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Well, first off, I do want to ask you, can you break down the actual context here of the statement that was made and really who made it?
Well, you know, we've had a long effort now on the part of the White House to get Russia to the negotiating table. Thus far, it really hasn't worked in terms of brokering a ceasefire agreement. There's clearly frustration on the part of the Trump administration that has been mirrored with a pretty brisk response from the Kremlin. So where it goes from here isn't clear. The White House indicates that the president is considering all of his options, which may include sanctions levied on Russia. There has been a report out of the Kyiv Post that the president may consider lifting some of the range restrictions on the weapons we have given to Russia, and the weapons we have given to Ukraine. And at the same time, you have this pressure building from Congress to ramp up sanctions, and that looks like it's shaping up to be a veto-proof majority in the Senate that would back some kind of additional response from the White House. So everyone's kind of waiting to see exactly how the president and the White House responds through the course of this week.
And that's what I was going to ask you. The statement coming out from that Russian official, obviously the former president of Russia there. So my question is, has President Trump responded? We know that he's usually pretty busy there on Truth Social, but it appears that he hasn't said anything in response to what was essentially a response.
Well, this may come down to a question of what the White House does in terms of whether there will be additional sanctions this week. There had been a report of the Wall Street Journal that they are considering additional sanctions. Again, this report of possible lifting of range restrictions. I mean, there are a host of options here in front of the White House. We just don't know what path they're going to take, and it may be that we don't see any kind of response.
And quick question here, how does it appear that the relationship between President Trump and President Putin has kind of changed over the past several days and really maybe a week or so?
Well, the president has made his frustration very, very clear, saying that in his mind something has happened to Vladimir Putin recently, and that there's just frustration that he has not negotiated at this point a ceasefire deal.
All right. Doug Luzader there with Fox News. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to join us and break it all down. We appreciate it.
Thank you.